Steffy Forrester had spent days pretending that nothing had changed. At the Cliff House, she moved through the rooms with the same confidence she had always carried. She answered calls from Forrester Creations, checked on the family, and tried to focus on the children. From the outside, she still looked like Steffy Forrester Finnegan, the woman who could stand against Sheila Carter, defend her family, and walk into a crisis without showing fear. But Finn knew her better than anyone. He noticed the pauses. He noticed the way she avoided his eyes whenever Carter Walton's name came up. He noticed how quickly she changed the subject whenever he asked about the tension at Forrester Creations. And most importantly, he noticed that his wife seemed emotionally somewhere else. For Finn, the silence became impossible to ignore. One evening, he came home earlier than expected and found Steffy sitting alone beside the fireplace. She was holding a glass of water, but she had barely touched it. Finn watched her for several seconds. "You've been avoiding me," he finally said. Steffy looked up immediately. "I haven't." But even she could hear how weak the denial sounded. Finn sat across from her. "Then look at me and tell me everything is fine." Steffy opened her mouth, but no answer came. That silence frightened Finn more than any confession could have. He had already noticed Carter acting differently around Steffy. Carter became quiet whenever Finn entered the room. Steffy became nervous whenever Carter was mentioned. There was something between them, and Finn could feel it. "Is this about Carter?" he asked. Steffy's heart dropped. "Finn, please." "Please what?" "I don't want to fight." "I'm not trying to fight with you. I'm trying to understand why my wife suddenly feels like a stranger." Steffy looked away. Finn stood. "Do you have feelings for him?" "No." The answer came quickly. Too quickly. Finn stared at her. "Then why can't you look at me?" Steffy finally stood as well. Because the truth had been waiting behind every conversation, every forced smile, and every moment of silence. She remembered the night it happened. She had been furious with Finn. Another crisis involving Sheila had left her emotionally exhausted. Steffy had spent years trying to protect her marriage from outside threats, but there were moments when she felt that the battle never ended. Carter had been there. He listened. He understood. He told her what she wanted to hear when she felt completely alone. Neither of them had planned for the moment to cross a line. But it did. And afterward, Steffy had convinced herself that silence would protect Finn, their children, and everyone around them. Instead, the secret became a second marriage inside her marriage, one built entirely on fear. Back at the Cliff House, Finn stepped closer. "Did Carter kiss you?" Steffy closed her eyes. Finn's face changed. "Steffy?" She whispered, "Yes." Finn stared at her. "Did you kiss him?" Another painful silence. "Yes." Finn stepped away. He looked devastated. "Was that all?" Steffy's tears began falling. "Finn. Was that all?" She could barely breathe. "No." Finn froze. Steffy finally forced the words out. "Carter and I slept together." For several seconds, Finn did not move. He simply stared at her. "What did you say?" "It happened once." Finn gave a bitter laugh. "Once? It was a mistake. You think saying it happened once makes it a smaller betrayal?" "No. I'm not trying to excuse it. But you hid it from me." Steffy nodded through her tears. Finn remembered every time Steffy had demanded honesty from him. Every time she had questioned his loyalty. Every time she had asked him to put their marriage before Sheila and everyone else. "And while I was trying to prove that I was worthy of your trust," Finn said, his voice breaking, "you were hiding this from me." Steffy tried to explain that she had been emotionally broken. Finn shook his head. You were hurting, Steffy. I understand that. But you had choices. I know. You could have called me. I know. You could have screamed at me. I know. You could have left me. Steffy cried harder. I know. But you chose Carter. Those words destroyed whatever strength she had left. No, she whispered. I chose the wrong way to escape how I felt. Finn looked at her with heartbreak in his eyes. And then the argument crossed another terrible line. In the heat of the confrontation, Finn lost control and struck Steffy. The room went completely silent. Finn immediately froze. His anger disappeared. His face filled with horror. Steffy. She stepped backward. Finn stared at his own hand. Oh my God. Steffy raised her hand. Don't come closer. Finn stopped. I'm sorry. You should be. I know. He did not try to defend himself. He did not blame her affair. He simply stood there, shattered by what he had done. I crossed a line, he whispered. There is no excuse for that. Steffy looked at him through tears. What happened between me and Carter doesn't justify what you just did. I know. And for the first time that night, they both understood that their marriage was facing two devastating betrayals at once. Finn quietly packed a bag and left the cliff house. Steffy watched the door close behind him. Then she collapsed. Across town, Finn drove without knowing where he was going. Eventually, he arrived at Lee Finnegan's home. The moment Lee saw her son's face, she knew something terrible had happened. Finn initially refused to explain. But eventually, he told her everything. Steffy had slept with Carter. Lee was furious. But then Finn admitted what he had done during the argument. Lee's expression changed instantly. You hit her. Finn lowered his eyes. Yes. Lee stared at him. Finn, what happened to you? I lost control. That explains it. It does not excuse it. I know. For the first time, Finn realized that surviving the betrayal would require more than deciding whether he could forgive Steffy. He also had to confront the person he had become in that moment. Meanwhile, Steffy called Ridge. She needed her father. And when Ridge arrived and saw his daughter crying, he immediately knew this was bigger than an ordinary marital argument. What happened? Steffy finally admitted the truth. Dad. Finn knows about Carter. Ridge went still. You slept with Carter. Steffy nodded. Ridge was furious, disappointed, and heartbroken. But when Steffy told him how the argument had ended, his anger shifted. He wanted to confront Finn immediately. Steffy stopped him. No, Dad. He knows what he did was wrong. He left because I asked him to. Ridge looked at his daughter. Your betrayal does not excuse his actions. And his actions do not erase what you did. Steffy nodded. For once, there was nothing she could argue. At Forrester Creations the next morning, Carter knew something had changed before anyone spoke to him. Steffy was absent. Ridge arrived with a look Carter had never seen before. Close the door, Ridge said. Carter obeyed. Ridge looked directly at him. Did you sleep with my daughter? Carter knew there was no point lying. Yes. Ridge's anger exploded. You betrayed Finn. You betrayed Steffy. And after everything this family has done for you, you still made this choice. Carter stood his ground. Steffy made the choice too. I know. Then don't make me the only villain. Ridge stepped closer. I can be angry at both of you. Carter lowered his eyes. Then Ridge told him Finn knew. Carter's expression changed. What did he do? Ridge hesitated. And when Carter learned the argument had become physical, genuine concern replaced his guilt. Is Steffy okay? She's safe. Carter wanted to see her. Ridge immediately refused. You stay away from her. Carter nodded. But as Ridge walked away, Carter realized something terrifying. The secret he had believed could remain buried had now destroyed almost everyone connected to it. And the worst part was that the damage was only beginning. Finn returned to the Cliff House days later, but he did not come back to repair the marriage. He came for clothes. And to see the children. The moment Steffy heard the door open, her heart began racing. She had spent days replaying the confrontation in her mind. The affair. The confession. Finn's heartbreak. And the moment when his anger became physical. Nothing could be undone. Finn entered quietly. Neither of them knew how to speak. Finally, Steffy said, "I'm sorry." Finn nodded. "I know. I mean it. I know that too." The silence between them was almost unbearable. Then Finn asked the question that had haunted him since the night he left. "Do you love Carter?" Steffy immediately shook her head. "No." "Do you want him?" "No." "Then why him?" Steffy struggled to answer. Because there was no simple answer. "Because I was broken," she said. "And he was there." Finn looked at her. "That doesn't make sense." "I know. You risked everything for someone you don't even love." Steffy looked down. "I wasn't thinking about the future. That is exactly what scares me." Finn explained that he could understand loneliness. He could understand anger. He could even understand how two people might become emotionally confused. What he could not understand was the silence afterward. "You had months to tell me." Steffy's eyes filled with tears. "Every day I waited made it harder. Were you ever going to tell me?" Steffy hesitated. Finn gave a sad smile. "That's what I thought." He turned away. Steffy whispered, "Are you leaving me?" Finn stopped. "I don't know." The words hit harder than an accusation. "I don't know who we are right now," he admitted. "And honestly, I don't know who I am right now." Steffy wanted to reach for him. But she didn't. "I still love you," she said. Finn looked at her. "I still love you too." His voice broke. "And that's what makes this unbearable." He walked away. Meanwhile, the consequences were spreading through the Forrester and Logan families. Ridge told Brooke that Steffy and Finn were separating. Brooke was shocked when she learned Carter was involved. She knew better than most that one impulsive romantic decision could create consequences that lasted for years. "Don't turn this into another Forrester war," Brooke warned Ridge. Ridge was furious. "My daughter's marriage may be over. And if you turn this into revenge, you may make everything worse." Ridge knew she was right. But knowing the right thing to do did not make it easy. Elsewhere, Carter was struggling with guilt. Daphne noticed immediately. "You look like you haven't slept." Carter tried to dismiss her concern. But Daphne knew something was wrong. Eventually, Carter admitted that Finn knew about him and Steffy. Daphne's heart sank. "Does Steffy still have feelings for you?" "No." "You're sure?" "Yes." Daphne studied him. "Then why do you look like you're grieving?" Carter had no answer. Daphne stepped closer. "Maybe you're telling yourself it was a mistake because that's easier than admitting what it meant." Carter became defensive. "It was a mistake." "Then why are you still carrying it like it's unfinished?" That question stayed with him. Because Carter knew something Daphne did not. The night with Steffy had not felt meaningless. It had happened during a moment of emotional weakness, but there had been genuine connection between them. And that made everything more dangerous. At the same time, Finn began struggling with his own choices. He could not stop thinking about Steffy. But every memory now had another memory attached to it. Every kiss reminded him of Carter. Every family moment reminded him of the secret. And every time he remembered striking Steffy, shame consumed him. He knew he had to take responsibility. Not because he wanted Steffy back. Because he needed to understand how he had crossed a line he never thought he could cross. Finn began counseling on his own. He did not tell Steffy at first. He did not want her to think therapy was some strategy to save the marriage. He simply needed help. Meanwhile, Sheila Carter heard that Finn had left the Cliff House. For Sheila, the news immediately created an opportunity. Deacon warned her to stay out of it. Finn is your son, but this is his marriage. Sheila ignored him. I only want to support him. You know how this looks. Sheila eventually found Finn outside the hospital. He looked exhausted. She approached carefully. I heard about Steffy and Carter. Finn immediately became suspicious. Who told you? Sheila avoided the question. I'm sorry. Finn stared at her. Don't use this to get closer to me. I wouldn't. That's exactly what you always say. Sheila stepped back. Then she said something that she knew would hurt. Steffy betrayed you. Finn's expression hardened. Stop. Maybe now you understand what it feels like when someone you love decides you're not enough. Finn walked away. But Sheila's words stayed in his mind. Not because he believed her. Because he feared that some part of him might eventually start believing that the entire collapse of his marriage had nothing to do with the years of problems between him and Steffy. And that was the trap Sheila wanted. Back at Forrester Creations, Steffy finally came face to face with Carter. The meeting was unavoidable. Carter looked at her with regret. I'm sorry. Steffy immediately shook her head. Don't. I mean it. I know you mean it. Carter looked down. I should have stopped it. So should I. We both made the choice. Steffy's voice became colder. And now my marriage is falling apart. I know. Then don't tell me you're sorry. Sorry doesn't fix this. Carter nodded. I know. He asked whether Finn was coming home. Steffy looked away. I don't know. Carter swallowed hard. I never wanted this. Steffy stared at him. Neither did I. Then she stepped closer. But don't ever confuse what happened between us with the future. Carter looked at her. There can't be another moment. I understand. There will never be another night like that. I promise. But neither of them noticed Daphne standing outside the office. She had heard enough. And what she saw on Carter's face frightened her. Because his expression did not look like a man who had completely moved on. It looked like a man who had lost something. And now Daphne had to wonder whether Carter's relationship with her was strong enough to survive the truth. Daphne walked away from Carter's office before he could see her. She tried to tell herself that she had misunderstood what she heard. But deep down, she knew she had not. Carter had insisted that Steffy meant nothing to him. He had called their night together a mistake. Yet when Steffy walked out of that office, Carter looked like a man watching his future disappear. Daphne confronted him later that evening. You said you were done with her. I am. Then why do you look like you're still waiting for her? Carter sighed. Because I destroyed something. You destroyed Steffy's marriage. And mine. Daphne froze. You think you destroyed ours? Carter did not answer. That was answer enough. Meanwhile, Steffy was struggling to hold herself together. She could still function at Forrester Creations. She could still make decisions. She could still defend the family. But every quiet moment reminded her that Finn was gone. Taylor tried to reach her daughter. You made a terrible choice, Taylor said gently. But you cannot spend the rest of your life believing that one mistake is the only thing you are. Steffy cried. What if Finn never forgives me? Then you will have to accept that. That isn't what I want. I know. Taylor took her daughter's hand. But wanting forgiveness doesn't give us the right to demand it. Those words stayed with Steffy. Because she realized that she had spent so much time wanting Finn to understand why she made the mistake that she had forgotten something important. Understanding was not the same as forgiveness. And forgiveness was not the same as forgetting. Across town, Finn continued counseling. His therapist challenged him to separate two things. His pain over Steffy's betrayal. And his responsibility for what he had done during the argument. Finn admitted that he wanted to blame Steffy for everything. But if I do that, he said, then I never have to face what I did. The realization was painful. He had been betrayed. But he had also crossed a boundary that could never be justified. And if he wanted any chance at becoming a better man, he had to own that without conditions. Eventually, Finn agreed to meet Steffy at the beach house. It was a place filled with memories. They had laughed there. They had fought there. They had imagined their future there. Now it felt almost like neutral territory. Steffy arrived first. Finn entered a few minutes later. Neither of them sat immediately. Finally, Finn spoke. I'm not here to decide whether we're getting back together. Steffy nodded. I understand. I need you to know something. What? I'm sorry for what I did. Steffy looked down. I believe you. Finn swallowed. I know you were hurt by what happened between you and Carter. But I also know that doesn't excuse me. Steffy's eyes filled with tears. I'm not ready to move past it. I don't expect you to. They sat across from each other. For the first time since the disaster began, they were able to talk without screaming. Steffy admitted that she had been afraid. Not just of losing Finn, but of admitting that she had become someone she did not recognize. I thought keeping the secret would protect you. Finn shook his head. It protected the secret. Steffy nodded. I know. And every day you kept it from me, it became harder for me to know what was real. I understand. Finn looked at her. Do you still want our marriage? Yes. The answer came instantly. But I don't know if wanting it is enough. Finn nodded. That's where I am too. They both understood that love had survived. Trust had not. And that difference could determine everything. Back at Forrester Creations, Carter was facing another crisis. Daphne had become distant. He tried to talk to her. She refused. Finally, she confronted him. Did you love Steffy? Carter looked stunned. No. That wasn't my question. Carter was silent. Daphne's eyes filled with tears. You don't have to be in love with someone to have feelings for them. I care about her. That's exactly what I'm afraid of. Carter tried to explain. She was hurting. So were you. He had no response. Daphne turned away. You keep saying that night was a mistake. But mistakes don't always happen because people stop caring. Sometimes they happen because they care too much about the wrong thing. Carter realized his relationship with Daphne was now in danger. And this time, there was no one else to blame. Meanwhile, Sheila continued watching Finn from a distance. She could sense his marriage was vulnerable. But even Sheila understood that one wrong move could push Finn farther away. Deacon confronted her. "You need to leave Finn alone." Sheila looked offended. "He needs his mother. He needs space. He has been abandoned." "He hasn't been abandoned. His marriage is falling apart." Sheila's expression hardened. Maybe Steffy deserves to lose him. Deacon warned her that if she interfered, she could lose whatever fragile relationship she had rebuilt with Finn. Sheila reluctantly stepped back. But she did not stop thinking. Because if Finn and Steffy separated permanently, there would be a hole in Finn's life. And Sheila wanted to know whether she could fill it. At the Cliff House, Steffy returned alone after her meeting with Finn. She walked through the quiet rooms. Everything looked the same. But nothing felt the same. She found an old family photograph. She stared at it for several seconds. Then she realized something. She had spent years fighting to protect her family from Sheila, from Brooke, from rivalries, from secrets. Yet this time, the greatest threat had come from inside her own marriage. And she had helped create it. Her phone suddenly rang. It was Finn. Steffy answered immediately. "Finn. I need to tell you something." Her heart raced. "What?" "I don't know if I can forgive you yet." Steffy closed her eyes. "I understand. But I also don't know if I can walk away." She opened her eyes. "Are you saying you want to come home?" "No." The answer hurt. "Not yet." Finn continued. "I need time." Steffy nodded even though he could not see her. "I'll give you time." There was a long silence. Then Finn said something that changed everything. "I still love you." Steffy began crying. "I still love you too." Neither of them knew what the future would bring. But for the first time, the possibility of reconciliation existed. Not because the betrayal had disappeared. Not because the violence had been forgotten. But because both of them were finally facing the truth. And then another message arrived. Steffy looked at her phone. It was from Carter. She stared at the screen. She almost deleted it. Then she opened it. Carter had written only one sentence. "We need to talk about what really happened that night." Steffy's expression changed. Because Carter was not talking about the affair. He was talking about something else. Something Finn did not know. Something that could completely change the story. Steffy stared at Carter's message for several seconds. "We need to talk about what really happened that night." Her first instinct was to delete it. She knew better than anyone how dangerous another secret could become. But Carter called before she could respond. "Steffy, please listen. What could possibly be left to say? There's something you don't know." Her heart began pounding. "What?" Carter hesitated. "The night we were together wasn't planned. But before that happened, someone had already been pushing both of us toward an emotional breaking point." Steffy frowned. "What are you talking about?" "I don't know who started it." "Started what?" "The messages." Steffy suddenly remembered the strange anonymous messages she had received around that time. At first, she had assumed they were connected to Sheila. But some of them had contained details that only a few people could have known. Carter explained that he had received similar messages. Someone had been encouraging him to stay close to Steffy. Someone knew about the problems in her marriage. Someone knew exactly when Finn and Steffy were fighting. Steffy felt cold. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I was afraid." "Afraid of what?" "That if we told anyone, they would discover everything." Steffy closed her eyes. The affair was still their responsibility. But now another question had appeared. Had someone deliberately manipulated the circumstances that led to it? Before Steffy could ask another question, Carter said something even more disturbing. "I kept one of the messages." Steffy froze. "Where?" "In my office." She immediately told him not to move. Within minutes, she was at Forrester Creations. Carter showed her the message. It contained details about their private arguments. Details that should have been impossible for a stranger to know. Steffy's fear turned into anger. "Someone was watching us." Carter nodded. "And they wanted us to break." The discovery changed the emotional landscape. It did not erase what Steffy and Carter had done. It did not excuse the betrayal. But it suggested that someone had been deliberately feeding the chaos around them. And now they had to find out who. Meanwhile, Finn was preparing to meet Steffy again. He had spent days working on himself. He had accepted responsibility for his violent reaction. He had accepted that Steffy might never trust him in the same way again. But he still loved her. When he arrived at the Cliff House, Steffy was waiting. She told him about the messages. Finn immediately became suspicious. "Why didn't you tell me before?" "I didn't know they were connected." Finn studied the evidence. Then his expression changed. "If someone was manipulating us, they knew exactly where to push." Steffy nodded. "But that doesn't change what I did." "No. And it doesn't change what you did." Finn looked down. "I know." For once, neither tried to escape responsibility. They could investigate the mystery without pretending that it would magically repair their marriage. Finn reached for her hand. Steffy hesitated. Then she allowed him to hold it. It was a small gesture. But after everything they had endured, it meant more than either expected. "I don't know if we can go back," Finn said. Steffy whispered, "Maybe we shouldn't." He looked at her. "Maybe we need to build something different." Steffy nodded. "But it will take time." "I know." "And honesty." "I know." "And no more secrets." Finn looked directly into her eyes. "No more secrets." Across town, Carter was confronted by Daphne. She had learned about the mysterious messages. "You're still protecting Steffy," she said. "I'm trying to find the truth." "Or you're trying to protect yourself." Carter shook his head. "I hurt everyone." Daphne looked at him sadly. "You did. I can't undo it." "No. But I can stop making it worse." Daphne stared at him. For the first time, Carter understood that saving himself was not the goal. He needed to tell the truth, even if the truth destroyed his own relationship. At Forrester Creations, Ridge learned about the messages. His first reaction was rage. He wanted to investigate immediately. Brooke warned him not to turn suspicion into another family war. But Ridge refused to ignore the possibility that someone had intentionally targeted Steffy and Finn. Then another piece of information surfaced. The anonymous messages had been sent from a device connected to an old Forrester security account. Ridge went silent. Who had access? The answer was complicated. Former employees. Family members. People who had worked around Forrester Creations. And one name immediately stood out. But before Ridge could reveal it, the security system went offline. Someone knew they were investigating. The mystery had become a threat. At the Cliff House, Steffy and Finn were finally beginning to understand that their marriage could not be repaired in one conversation. The affair had broken trust. The confrontation had created another wound. And now a hidden manipulator might have been exploiting their vulnerabilities for months. Finn looked at Steffy. "I don't know what happens next." "Neither do I." But I'm willing to find out. Steffy smiled through tears. So am I. They did not kiss. They did not promise that everything would be fine. Instead, they simply sat together. For the first time in days, they were not pretending. And that honesty gave them something they had almost lost completely. Hope. But just as Steffy reached for Finn's hand, her phone buzzed. Another anonymous message appeared. You still don't know who started this. Steffy's face went pale. Finn read it over her shoulder. A second message appeared. Ask Carter what happened before that night. Finn looked at Steffy. Steffy looked at Carter's name on the screen. Then Finn's expression hardened. Call him. Steffy hesitated. Finn. Call him. She pressed Carter's name. The phone rang. Once. Twice. 3 times. No answer. Then Carter finally called back. His voice was tense. Finn, you need to hear this. What? I know who had access to the messages. Steffy held her breath. Finn's eyes narrowed. Who? There was a long silence. Then Carter gave them a name. And the moment Finn heard it, he realized their marriage crisis might have been only one piece of a much larger betrayal. Because the person behind the messages was someone they both trusted. Someone who had been close enough to watch their relationship collapse from the inside. And suddenly, the question was no longer whether Steffy and Finn could save their marriage. The question was whether they could survive the truth waiting to come next.